All right, so this is going to be a full review of the FreeFall SV Base Control Plus mousepad. Super long, confusing name, honestly, but let's get into it. So I've had this mousepad on my desk for quite some time now. If you've seen my previous videos, you would know that. Before I get into that, let's talk about my affiliate links. Save 5 to 10% in the description, like and sub, all of that stuff. And thank you so much for LGG for saying this out to me. This is a $35 mousepad right now, but off of sale it's 48. I believe it's always like 35. So I'm gonna base this off. It's a $35 mousepad. And comparing that, the LGG mousepads in the Artisans, I'm gonna say are in like the $50 to $60 range. That's what I'm gonna say. So this is a 450 by 450 mousepad, and it only comes in teal. This is teal. In the camera, it looks blue. There's a significant green tint in person. It 100. I haven't seen a single picture in online that actually shows what this color really looks like in person. It is green mainly, and then it has like some blue mixed into it. But yes, so the base of this, usually I don't talk about that. It is a silicone Vinex polished silica base, and the reason I talk about that is because it's kind of unique. It has their logo on it, but you can literally just pick this thing up and move it and then set it back down. Won't move. It is a pretty good base, and we will talk about that a little bit more. But first, obviously, I want to talk about the texture of this thing, and then we'll go over all of that stuff. Actually, we'll talk about the quality first. The quality on this mousepad is not as good as the LGG Pro pads or an Artisan, but it is pretty good. I do have some fraying on the top up here, and you can see where the stitching connects. I do have some significant fraying over there and along the sides. But even though it's fraying, I don't think it's going to unravel. Like, it's not bad fraying or knotted fraying. It's just, yeah. But that is definitely a quality problem with that, but I don't think it's too bad, really. Let's get on to the texture. So this is a controlled mousepad. This thing has tons of friction. You feel it when you're moving your mouse. You just feel it. And originally this threw me off because I was expecting a Hien clone. 100% expecting a Hien clone when I opened this thing up, because when I felt the texture, it feels very similar to a less abrasive, less strong, I guess I would say, Hien. Hien. But not a Hien mid. I would say it has more so the texture of a Hien X Soft, maybe even less abrasive than a Hien X Soft. If you don't know, Hien X Soft is like the least abrasive, and then the most abrasive is the Hien mid. That thing is like sandpaper. They feel like two completely different pads, and this is definitely more in the range of the Hien X Soft texture, but on a hard pad. And I don't think I've ever really felt a control mouse pad with a Hien type of texture like this in this way. And it is quite interesting because I know people that do like the Hien texture that hate fast pads. And this would be a good option for you. I don't think $35 is that much anymore for where the mouse pad market is. I think a lot of people are just trying to, I think that's like average price now, honestly. And yeah, so it is a little bit different because I do know a lot of people that like controlled mouse pads also like a very thick mouse pad that they can push their mouse into and get a lot of control with. But you don't even need to do that with this mouse pad, which is a pro and a con, because some people do like doing that. But for me, I mean, it was really just full control. That's really the best way to explain it. If you hate control mouse pads, you're gonna hate this. If you hate textured mouse pads, you're gonna hate this. So I would say this is a little bit more of a niche mouse pad, but it is a very good texture. Usually I'm not on this end of the spectrum with liking. Usually I like my mouse pads to be super abrasive or super smooth, or super fast, super slow. I'm usually like on that type of spectrum. I'm not usually a fan of like hybrid in the middle kind of mouse pads because I think they all kind of feel relatively the same. But this one is a little bit interesting, I would say. Um, Another thing I'm going to mention is the base. Like I said, great quality on it. It's thick. It's thick as in it is literally a thick base, but it's a hard pad, obviously. I haven't felt this thing get less sticky over time. You can move it around, do whatever, but as soon as you plop it down, it's stuck there. It does not stick as good as an LGG Pro base or an Artisan base in my experience on my desk. Um, but overall, it is very, very good and better than a lot of mouse pads, or maybe the best that you will get in this $35 range. And the stitching is quite low. You can maybe see it a little bit there, but it is, yeah, there is some fraying. It is not as low as the LGG Pro pads or the Artisans, but it is pretty decent. Another thing is stains. This color, it is a beautiful color in person. It really, really looks really nice, but it stains so easily. This is just from like spit, like talking, and then I went to put a little bit of water on it, just just to like get it out. I didn't want like spit on my mouse pad, and took the color right off it. It completely discolored it. So yeah, that is definitely a little bit difficult. But overall, I would say this is a pretty decent mouse pad. If they can fix up the stitching, this would be a great mouse pad. And I do hope that they make some other variants, because I haven't really seen anybody go this way with a control mouse pad. A lot of people like to play it safe and give a lot of plushiness to a control mouse pad, but this is really like, this fits into a piece that a lot of people would want. And I do like that. It's not the perfect mouse pad for me, but I can recognize that it is a very quality mouse pad. I am definitely worried about this fraying right here. So I do hope that they clean that up. But everything else feels great on it. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Peace.